Tonight, local reaction to the Supreme Court opinion draft leak that could potentially overturn the Roe v. Wade decision from nearly 50 years ago. Fox 55's Kelsey Mannix spoke to some local organizations here in Indiana to get their take on it and what it could mean for Hoosiers going forward. Kelsey.
Yeah, Chris, the news of the leak shocking to people on either side of the abortion debate. On one hand, you have the pro-life groups relieved that something they've worked toward for years is within reach. And on the other hand, pro-choice groups are worried about the impact this will have on women's health. I spoke to Right to Life of Northeast Indiana and the ACLU of Indiana, both of which are anxiously awaiting the final decision. Right to Life of Northeast Indiana has been waiting for Roe v. Wade to be overturned for decades, and now a leaked draft hints at that possibility.
We're really excited to see that language. The fact that Judge Alito made that draft at all is, of course, really exciting.
Abigail Lorenzen with the organization says the conversation for the last 50 years has been geared around legality and the law helping guide moral decisions.
With abortion, that's how it's operated for a lot of people, but they come out on the other side of the clinic doors realizing what really happened.
But that's not how Jane Henniger with the ACLU of Indiana sees it.
We're deeply concerned. We've been concerned for years about the erosion of access to abortion.
She says women have the right to choose if and when to start a family, and undoing Roe would hinder that ability. Henniger says continuing the conversation is a key step while waiting for a final decision.
We want people not only to know that they're not alone, but we want legislators to know that we know we're not in a minority.
Meanwhile, Lorenzen says Right to Life will continue to have conversations about resources for pregnant women.
Abortion is not the solution to a community crisis, but a symptom that that community needs more love and more support and more connecting to those resources.
And while the leaked document was only a draft, no matter what the final decision is, one side of the debate will be disappointed.
I'm always hopeful that government officials, in whatever capacity, will do the right thing and observe and uphold people's individual constitutional rights.
And something important to note here is that overturning Roe would then leave states to decide their own laws on abortion. Indiana is not a trigger state per se, so women could still access them, though that would be limited if Roe is overturned. Lawmakers from Northeast Indiana, including Congressman Jim Banks, have called on the state legislature and Governor Holcomb to hold a special session to enact pro-life legislation if this draft is finalized. Coming up in our next half hour, we'll hear from a political science professor about the main argument in this draft. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Kelsey Mannix, Fox 55 News.